Hello, everybody. It's Scott O'Mato back for another episode of Thriving with Project E. And here we are in our little desert temple, and we're going to use that as our place to generate EMC. Now we've gotten plenty of EMC from gathering it from around the way, and now we want to start actually generating it. First of all, let me go ahead and make myself a door, at least some doors. And so I'll make some planks and just capture those guys. Acacia works good for the desert. And so I'll just get a stack of those. Make a door real quick. Again, we just have vanilla items in here. Make some slabs. I can make a trapdoor, but it's not acacia. Okay, so let's get the door. Get a few of them. Okay, that'll work. And these guys here. On the sides there, they're kind of weird. We can't even really hang a door there. We'll probably put our tinkers inside of here. And I don't know if we'll do refined storage. It's kind of like a bigger place. Maybe we'll do the teleporters from RF Tools inside of there. So I'm going to just leave those shut for the moment. I tell you what I'll do. I'll put trapdoors. Would be the easiest thing. Let me remember to start my timer. I'm about 2 minutes in. I haven't gotten to the habit of doing that, and I apologize. The last episode was long. I understand, but there's a lot of information being packed in. And again, I'm trying to show you the amount of time things take. And it doesn't take very long at all. Let's see, if we put a trapdoor there, should be good. Put one from the inside, maybe. Yeah. Can I get out? Maybe I can't get out now. Yeah, it needs to be one back, I guess. They're weird how this is set up. Anything can get in there. Okay, so what we're going to have to do, I don't want to dwell too much, waste time doing this. But you're telling me I can't even get through there now. What if I put it one back? There. I think maybe small slimes could still get in here, but not other mobs. So I really need to light under there. That's just asking for mobs to show up. Okay, that should work. We're lit in here, so we're good. All right. So let's, I want you to notice that, we're, like I said, about 2 weeks into the game now, and we have no chests anywhere. Don't need them. That's what I love about Project E. I don't have to have a bunch of stuff stored. I'm not always worried about, oh, should I pick this up? Or what can I do with it if I do? And all this kind of madness that you would normally do in vanilla. We don't have to be concerned about that. We have no chests. The only thing that we have is some extras here that we can't get EMC from. So we're holding a few things, or things that we want to protect from not losing their data. Again, you have to be careful about that. Like this Ocean Explorer map, I don't think that it is that at all. It's not. It's just a map. Yeah, see, it's just a map. That's all 14,000. So you'd lose the data on that. You don't want to do that. We need to eat. But in this episode, I'll turn this off because it's eating in EMC. We're going to want to start thinking about how to produce EMC ourselves, and we'll go through a rapid system of escalation. But let's get the basics to do that. So the basics are an energy collector or an energy condenser. Okay, and there's different levels of them, and these slimes are going to drive me insane. I don't know that there's anything you can do about it. We can't, well, we could use the RF Tools Builder to get rid of the island, which maybe we'll do it once we get power set up and stuff like that. But I apologize for the sound. So we need to make some glowstone. Haven't done that. Here. Okay, capture that in the system. So we'll start off actually by making the energy condenser, which is 4 obsidian, 4 diamonds, alchemical chest. We've already made the alchemical chest. So 4 diamonds, 4 obsidian. Okay, and obsidian. Okay, alchemical chest in the middle. Here. And there. Okay, so capture it. There's our energy condenser, the very basic level. Now, an energy condenser does what it says. So EMC, we can imagine as light energy. Like it's I probably need a trapdoor up there. It's probably it's like a photonic energy from light is the idea behind it. Let me stick a trapdoor up here really quick. So it'll take and pull EMC from the air or from light and use it to produce items with. That, thus the condenser. It's condensing EMC down. All right. Now we also need something to gather that, and that is the collector. So we'll need to make that. So that's 6 glowstone, a furnace. We haven't made any glass. Again, we can do that rather simply. Not glass, sand and a piece of coal. We actually need 6 sand, 1 piece of coal, or 6 more. Sand. Okay, and then in our philosopher's stone, we can smelt that into glass. And then we have all the glass. Well, not the stained varieties. We can make those. The panes don't have EMC. I guess they're less than 1. All right, let's get a piece of glass. And then we needed a diamond, a furnace, 6 glowstone. So a diamond, furnace, and glowstone. 6 glowstone. All right. Should be able to make that guy. And that is just the level 1, MK1, Mark 1. and Mark II and Mark III, getting increasingly faster, higher storage, and more expensive. Then there's an energy condenser MK2, which we'll go over. But this is what collects the light energy, basically. So you need to put it beside the condenser, and then it'll collect energy, but the light level is kind of low. It's just a little low in here. Looks like it's maybe getting lower. So what you want to do is put glowstone above that, and it'll it'll work the same as natural light. It's dark outside now, but this will show our light levels. And then this is slowly collecting EMC. Okay, and it looks like it's, 1 a second or something like that. I can look up the numbers, but it's really slow in gathering EMC. This interface here will allow you to go through transmutations of fuel. Okay, this is the gauge of how much EMC that you'll have, and I believe it's like 10,000 here, maybe. Yeah, I'll look that up, or we can fill it and see. But it goes through a series of fuel transformations. Okay, starting with coal, it will continually gather EMC to go to another level of fuel. Okay, and let's just get a piece of coal. And it's very slow, but we'll demonstrate to the best of our ability in this stage how that works. So I put what I want to transmute in there to here, and it went through 2 transformations. We couldn't see them because it had already gathered up enough EMC. So it went to block of redstone. Right, let's get another piece of coal where it hasn't gathered as much energy. The first transmutations are pretty fast. All right, so it'll go coal, then gunpowder, and it gained EMC by doing that. So it's taking coal, has an EMC of 128, gunpowder is 192. So all it needed to gather from here was that, whatever, 60 something, 64 maybe. And it adds it to that. So it adds the amount of EMC to the coal to make the transmutation up to the next level of gunpowder, right? So if you, I don't know if you'd had to have had gunpowder, but anyway, you could create this and get gunpowder without killing a creeper if you wanted to do that. All right, so the next one is glowstone dust. So it had to get from 192 to 384, basically doubling to do that transmutation. So that gets us to glowstone dust. And see, all these things are considered fuels. So even gunpowder is considered a fuel. And then it'll go to the next level, which it's getting ready to do. This is showing you the progress bar of alchemical coal. Okay, so it went from that 384 to 512. So it had to gather that much energy to do it. You can see the next transmutation won't be much. 576. It goes to a block of redstone. Spider. It's daytime. What are you doing, Spider? You must die. Bad life choices in his part. I'll do that. All right, so again, we can't sit and watch this whole thing because it takes forever at the highest transmutations, because generally it's trying to double if it can. Now, blaze powder, see, we'll take it out at that point because we don't have blaze powder. But Now we do. So we can just put the blaze powder back in. You don't lose anything really, because all it's doing is adding more to the blaze powder to go to the next transmutation. Now we've already created all the fuels that it'll do. The blaze powder is the only one that we really wanted, that we didn't have. And of course, we'll be going to the Nether soon again, much more equipped to search for fortresses and stuff now that we can fly. But generally, you could do this and let this run. You could AFK it for many hours. And I do mean many hours. If you do like a stack, or you can hold multiple stacks, but there's no advantage to doing that in these first stages, because it's the total amount of EMC is the transformation. So if I had a number of stacks of coal in here, it wouldn't go to the next level until all those coal were converted, still gathering the same amount of EMC, but it would just, there's not a lot of advantage at this speed for sure. EMC is EMC, and this thing can max out. I believe it maxes out at, I want to say alchemical coal block. Yeah, like 4680. It may max out at this. So this guy might only hold like 5,000. It could be Eternalist fuel. I take that back. I think this maxes out at Eternalist fuel is what the top one maxes out at. Yeah. So I do think it is coal block. Yeah. Before the buffer runs out. See, this is a buffer, so it can only go to as much EMC as this buffer allows. All right. So see, we went to block of coal. So we gained some on that. And it's just a way to basically get increasingly higher, more refined fuels by adding EMC into them. Now, these are fuels in Project E. That is a fuel. Alchemical coal will burn in a regular furnace, but I don't believe these other ones will burn in vanilla furnaces. They need the Project E. So Mobius fuel, Eternalist fuel, but they have longer and longer burn times, and they're, better fuels overall, but they're being refined. So, okay, we went to Glowstone now. So those are the basic elements of like making a very basic but slow EMC collection system and antenna, essentially. This is the collector, and it condenses down into there. So what the condenser does is it'll take that EMC and convert it to whatever you want it to be. Now, since we have an item in here, though, it's prioritizing that into here. Now, I believe there's an issue where you're supposed to be able to put this next to it and it gathers EMC. But I'm not so sure that's working right now. Let's just do something like a stick, for instance. This should be gathering EMC. Okay, it is. Good. It just needs the item in there. So see, it's using EMC right now to produce sticks. So for every 4 EMC that comes in here, you could see it's not in this buffer anymore. It's being pushed over to here, where it's going to 4 because it's producing sticks. So we can use this as a production facility to produce items that we want. But generally, there's no advantage to that, because once you have a stick with EMC, you have all the sticks. So your thing that you want to do is produce the highest value materials that you can so that you can end up with less stacks. Like you wouldn't want to produce sticks at a high level because you just end up with stacks of sticks. So you want to produce something like blocks of emeralds or nether stars or dragon eggs as we go, as you get enough power to push this. It's not going to do you any good at this level to do that. But there's no difference between the EMC that's coming in here and the EMC that's coming in there. It's all EMC, you know. So if I let this buffer build up, then I decide to put my item in, it'll just go as fast as it can through all the transmutations to dump this buffer out. And then you'll get whatever item that it limits before it starts streaming again. Here it's streaming EMC from the air, from this light source. But as the buffer builds up, it'll dump the buffer and then do that. All right, so we want to get to the next levels. All right, so let's produce the next level one. And to do that, we, of course, we've already captured it. We should have. If we didn't, then that was a mistake. Collector, yeah, we need to capture these guys. So here, oops. Did it fall down there? Don't tell me it fell down there. It did. Well, that's all right. So we got to go and loot this guy anyway. Luckily, it didn't hit the pressure plate. If that could have happened. Did it go down here? Not sure about that. Huh. All right. But yeah, it could have actually hit the pressure plate. Okay, so let's see what we've got. Somewhere, maybe that guy didn't break yet. I don't know why I'm worried about that. All right, so we did get protection 4. That's good. Don't need it, but good to have. Nothing of any consequence there. Same here. Nada. Let's see what book we got. Boomerang 3, which is an extra utilities thing. That's decent. Got a horse armor. Okay. I'll fix that later. Where'd my... I think I just picked it up. Yeah. I'm going to say, what's above my head? All right. So let's put these guys up. TNT. We do not put the enchanted books in the MC system. It will eat them. You'll lose the enchantment. It'll make it into just a regular book, regular enchanted book with no enchantment on it. So remember that. And that includes the refined storage system, unless you put a filter on it, which will show one way of doing that at least. Let's see, so I need terracotta. Those were just sandstone. I had a bit of lag for some reason in it knocked it out. So sandstone. All right. So we wanted to capture these guys and then make the next level. We won't be able to make the next level of this. The difference is it's 9 million. But we can make the next level of this. So 7 glowstone, energy collector, dark matter. So 7 glowstone. You can see the glowstone block is considered a fuel too. Collector. dark matter will make us the next tier of that, which is faster and has a bigger buffer. So we want to capture that. And we can really go ahead and make 3, which is glowstone red matter. So 7 glowstone. Collector, the MK2, the Mark II, red matter. Limes, of course. Okay, so these guys are much faster. All right. And then once you start using connections between them, you start to use more than one. They are gathering energy. Then something that acts essentially like a pipe to connect them together, connect the collectors together, are the antimatter relays. The relays will connect these guys together and focus it onto the energy condenser. And when we go into power flowers, and really before that, then I'll show you how that works. However, the MK2, Mark II, let's see, collector, is faster. You don't really need the condenser to show it, but it's considerably faster. And it has a bigger buffer. I'll check in the wiki between episodes and get the numbers on that if you're of interest. You can, speaking of the wiki, the actual ProjectE wiki is kind of thin and, you know, it kind of has more lore in some cases, some stuff that just doesn't apply, makes no sense. But the old TechIt, you know, ProjectE's a pretty old mod. This new, it was called Equivalent Exchange, and then there's Equivalent Exchange 2, of which this one's based on, and then Equivalent Exchange 3 was a big departure and kind of died on the vine. So all ProjectE is based on Equivalent Exchange 2. So when you go through and you read the old TechIt wikis, which was one of the first major mod packs, that information, a lot of it's valid, some of it's not. Like some of the commands and stuff, or even functions, aren't implemented, but generally it's accurate, and it's more useful overall by far than the actual ProjectE wiki at GitHub. All right, so this guy's gathering energy faster, which is an advantage. Thus, it can do transmutations faster and go to a higher level. So if we did coal, we got the block of coal faster. Now, it doesn't have glowstone above it, but the light level looks pretty good. But we could maybe improve it with some glowstone above it. Improve the speed at which it operates, gathers EMC. And then the other one, the collector, the one you just really want to get to and focus on, because it'll be the one that's you'll use the most, and it's MK3, and it has a big buffer. I believe it's 50,000. And it gathers EMC a lot faster. I think it's 12 EMC a second, I want to say, and the other one's 4, and the other one's 1. I want to say that's correct. Not absolutely sure. I'll get those numbers in between the episodes, and let you guys know. So anyway, those are kind of the basics for the system. I mean, you could just AFK and let this stuff run and gather EMC. It's free EMC, you know, that's coming in. But I find it much better to go the methods we have so far, which is do some mining up to about 500,000, and then get some more tools and do a more powerful level of mining up to about 1,000,000 or more, another 500,000, and then try to trade with villagers. Try to do village trades. Make your tools so you can fly around to find a village, and then do villager trades to make up the difference. You could see why now, because we're investing that in more expensive tools. And we'll really be investing it in expensive tools coming up in episodes where we will push the limits of what we have to try to advance quickly, as quick as we can, up to power flower levels and up to hundreds of millions of EMC, to where it doesn't even matter to us anymore. We're just toying around at that time. We don't need it, could never use it. It just is what it is. So anyway, I'm going to go and light up and see if I can't do something about those slimes before we use like a RF tools builder or something, build a power infrastructure and stuff like that to actually get rid of those islands maybe. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave me some comments and suggestions to tell me if it's clear how I'm explaining stuff. I'd like to know if you guys are getting the concepts, or if I'm, explaining something wrong or even misunderstanding stuff. I would appreciate the knowledge of that. So anyway, I do thank you so much for watching. And this is Scott O'Mato, and we will see you in the next episode.